Hey guys, I'm Nice Mark. I'm currently working on a couple of videos, and since these videos are not so straightforward to make, I'm going to show you the process how I'm making it. I'm going to upload it on another channel, maybe I'll make a new channel, I don't know yet. Anyway, let me show you what I'm working on. Let me just go into my world. So I had this idea. Oh, not this. This is a secret and it's not ready yet. But let me set the time today. So I had an idea. Oof, and I already emptied my inventory. Quite funny. But let me see if this is the correct world for a start. That's gonna be nice. So we're gonna give ourselves a map. I think it's like this. Empty map. Okay, this is not a good start. This is the world. I think it is. It must be. There was a command to give yourself a map, a specific map, but this is not working. Okay, we have to look on the wiki. The problem is I gave myself an empty map, and what I should have done is I should have written filled_map. Yeah, there we go. Okay, but this is not the one. I think it might be 1. No. 3. 4. Maybe it's 0. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna get myself a block of TNT, a flint and steel, and a crafting table. So finally we can get to the idea. And of course an item frame. We don't need any of these maps. So here is the concept for the idea. You have a block and you have an item frame and a map. We're going to put this all on the block, and the trick is if you click somewhere here, right click, you can actually access the crafting table. But if you click in the middle, it's going to rotate it. But anyway, if you put it like this, item frames, I'm holding down shift so I don't access the crafting table. If I don't hold down shift and I try to put the item frame, it doesn't work. So make sure you hold down shift. Here's a quick tip if you don't know about it. So anyway, now I can access the crafting table if I click in between the item frames. And as you can see, it looks like TNT. Of course, the colors are a little bit off, but the idea for the crafting table is to build a big one, 16 by 16, a giant crafting table. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take every color that is in the crafting table and I'll convert it into a picture like this, which by the way, I got the image for the TNT. This is the texture for the side of the TNT. You can find it in the Minecraft jar file, in the game files. And I used an online tool to convert it into a map. So this is a map. And yeah, I used a tool, but you can also build this yourself if you get yourself an empty map. And the map is basically 128 by 128 blocks. So if you draw this picture that you want, it is going to be on your map, which you can then put on item frames, and this way you can make a lot of cool stuff, even though it takes a lot of time in survival. But for me, it's not the point to build it in survival, it's the point to show that it is possible. So, what was I talking about? I'm going to take every pixel and every color is going to go on a map. So if the colors are the same, obviously I'm not going to create a map for every pixel if it's the same color. I'm just going to see which colors are the same and we'll see what happens. So for this I will need to make my own tool. And the way I'm gonna make it is, since there's 16 pixels here, the width is 16 pixels and the length is 16 pixels, I'm gonna make the program go like this. It's gonna go from the left and it's gonna enumerate every pixel like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 16. And it's going to go either down and to the left, or it's gonna start again from the left and it's gonna count again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 16. Or maybe it will add to the top, so if this is 16, this will be 17, 18, and then 32. And it is going to go through the texture like this, and it will find all the different colors that there are, and it will also make an instructions file for me, and it will basically say, first you have to place a black pixel, then this yellowish pixel, and so on and so forth. And so if I build a 16 by 16 cube of crafting tables and then put item frames and draw the crafting table texture, I will get myself a giant working crafting table. So I hope that makes sense for you. And actually this has a lot of uses and I plan on making a lot more stuff. So probably when you see this, I have already probably published a couple of videos. Another one that I want to do and that I'll probably do first is the TNT, because the texture is simpler. The side texture is the same on all sides, and for the crafting table you have two side textures. So you have one with the hammer and the saw, and you have one with the tweezers or the scissors. And of course you have the top and bottom texture, but you have it with the TNT as well. And basically I'll do the same thing, 16 by 16 cube, and put item frames, draw the giant TNT, and then what I can do is I can aim at one of the corners. Well, actually it's the outer box. You have this outer box which you can use. Oh, not like that. Don't hold shift, basically. Do it like that. It's going to blow up and cause a chain reaction. This is the idea that I had. Another thing that I could make is a furnace, but that would probably require command blocks. Unless I want to do it the lazy way and just, you know, make it 16 by 16, draw the texture, and every block will be separate. I could do it like that, possible as well. Yeah, but then the problem is with the furnace, the texture is gonna be different when there's something in the furnace. So if I get some gold, as you can see, when it turns on, the texture is different. So I have to keep that in mind if I want to make it realistic. So I'll probably have to replace some of the pixels with fire. Well, I guess I could still keep each furnace separate, but this these villagers are getting really annoying. So when there's something in a furnace, I could turn that pixel into fire, assuming it is in the location where there's normally fire shown. So that could be another way of doing this. And that's probably all that there is to it, and all that I want to show you today. But I guess let's take a look at the inventory and see if there's anything else that we can find that could be interesting. Of course, you could make any block giant. That is the purpose, and that is what I want to do. Redstone ore could be useful. It could be interesting because when you interact with redstone ore, it starts to glow. So that would be cool if I made it giant. So when you step on the giant redstone ore, it will light up. That would be interesting. A piston would be interesting. I'd imagine you could make this in survival, like fully working in survival. But I would need some help from someone that knows how to make flying machines. And what would happen is, when it gets activated, there will be a flying machine which will basically extend this part. And it will fly out, and when you want to reject it, it will fly back in. That would be really cool, but pretty difficult. I could do the texture part, that's not a problem, make the giant texture, and I would need some help from somebody that knows how to make flying machines. I don't know if that's possible though, because this part is gonna be I think 128 blocks, so we need to figure out a smart way to move it. Maybe we need to split it apart so it can actually move it. I don't know. We'll see if this is possible. I need to make the crafting table and the TNT first. Okay, what else? Dispenser. Sure. Other than that, I guess the redstone blocks would be interesting. Redstone lamp, why not? That is definitely possible. So I'm gonna have a redstone lamp, I'm gonna make it giant, and when it gets activated, I'm just going to replace these pixels with the lit up versions. I'm going to need to use commands for that and command box, but that would be really cool. It will take some time though. Redstone torch, sure, why not? It's the same thing. Alright, and that's that. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. I'll definitely make them, because I want to make everything that is interesting and that is possible. So yeah, maybe some of the blocks, but for example, if I just make stone, I mean, stone is stone. I could just make it giant like this, it's the same thing. What could be interesting is, for example, a diamond block, because the texture is kind of isolated from each other. The textures here, as you can see, there's this outline around it. So what would be interesting is if I made it giant. That's a possibility, but it all takes time. Maybe a giant powered rail and a giant minecart. Right. Okay, well, there's no point in looking at more stuff because I have a lot of work to do already with what I have. Anyway, again, let me know if there are any interesting blocks that I should turn into giant blocks, and let me know what you think about videos like this where I just talk. Maybe I talk about something interesting about Minecraft, maybe I just talk with you guys about something, maybe I ask for your opinion about something. Or maybe I just show you what I'm working on, how I'm doing this, and yeah, things like that. So this is it for this part of the video. This is probably going to be a long video, or split it into multiple parts. I don't know yet. I need your feedback. I don't even know what channel this is going to be going on. But the first part is done. That is getting the idea. The second part would be, as I said, making the program, because that program will be very useful to, oh my god, it's the villagers again. That program would be very useful to very quickly generate instructions for me on how to build these giant blocks, and I'll definitely be using it a lot. So that's why I'm trying to make a program rather than using Paint or something. You could just use your eyes and compare the colors. See that this color is the same as this, and it's actually the same pattern. Same here. This color is the same as this. But this is TNT. It's pretty easy. With a crafting table, it's a little bit more hard. So program is going to be very useful. Okay, that's that. This is the first part, and the second part will be the program. After that, I will turn it into maps, and I guess the fourth part is putting it all together. So let's see what happens. Right, I'll see you in the next part.